Hi, this is Shaman Weaver Sheila Baker, and I love the mirror behind me because it makes me feel like maybe I'm like a little spring angel. So I'm going to lift this up a bit, okay, and move myself over, and there we go. Look, I'm like a spring. Oh, that's even better. Awesome. Okay, so happy spring. What I'm here to talk about tonight is when we have obstacles, and everyone has obstacles. Hi, James. And everyone has obstacles. So as we're having these obstacles, it's all about our perception. Someone wrote earlier about something feeling like a mountain in front of them that they had to move. So just get that image for a second and hold that. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just call in the directions and set us in sacred space. And so everyone just take a nice deep breath. And spirit guides and allies of all the directions, we call on the winged ones from the east. We call on clarity, objectivity, and the ability to rise above. From the south, we call on Coyote, who teaches us to laugh at ourselves first. For the snake, who shows us how to back out of old skins. And for Grandmother Spider, who shows us how to weave it all together from within. From the west, we give thanks for the bear who's been deep in hibernation and is coming out now, has been willing to transmute all that we were willing to let go of over the winter, and so bringing it out transmuted. So watch for that. From the north, we ask for the ancestors and the four-leggeds who know when to travel to the sweet water and when to come home again. Illumination from above and sustenance from below, and the great hoop of life that binds us all. And I ask for imbued energy, for calm, for peace, and for clarity, and to also recognize that which is in front of us and how to maneuver around and through. And so, blessings on our journey this evening. So I started talking about seeing our perception. And if you think about it, if you're at the base of a mountain and you're looking up, that's a lot of incline. When you're at the top of the mountain and you're looking down, that's a big vista. So just notice the difference in perception. A few days ago, I put a picture of a highway that I was driving on and mountains over on the left. They were rolling. They weren't jaggedy. They were not something that was arduous to climb up. So when you imagine that your obstacles are like mountains, my suggestion to you is that you make them rolling hills. Because if you think about climbing through rolling hills, it's much easier than climbing up a mountain, and you need much less gear. You don't need crampons in case you get to a place where you need them for the snow. A little story is that Anita Lorraine Smith is my assistant. She and I were at the Grand Canyon recently, and we thought we would do a hike. And I think I posted a picture, and if I didn't, I will. And it says, crampons required. And we hadn't left home with our crampons, so we didn't do that hike. But when you go to do something, there's a couple of things that are really useful. First of all, take the higher path and seek the easier path. Once you put your foot on the path for your spiritual life, it is always on the path. There's no bonus points for taking the harder way. And what I mean by that is if you have a task that you need to achieve, if you break it down into usable, doable bits and do it that way, and what I said is little by little and bit by bit, and then remember to sit and breathe. doing it that way and rewarding yourself. Take a nice snack along. You know, most people when they go on hikes, they take snacks. So remember to reward yourself for these steps. If you're struggling and striving and you're not getting anywhere, you're feeling you're feeling struck, absolutely, you're struck right in that place and you're not moving. Well, those are things that I can help you get the same results that I get for my clients, where we don't try to do the ascent. We first of all look for rolling hills, because it's all a metaphor, right? The problems that you have, that you're acknowledging and that you are working yourself through, they can be rolling hills that are easily doable, or you can conjure up a mountain. Really, honestly and truly, that perception is up to you. So if you perceive that it's going to be difficult, it's going to be difficult. You are going to achieve a goal, but you can do it either by doing it graciously and easily and asking for divine help, or you can get out your crampons and put them on way before you need them. And they'll be all dull by the time you do need them. So there's no point in using tools that aren't necessary yet. There's no point setting it up that it's going to be arduous. There's no point setting it up that it's going to be struggle. Yes, it's going to take work, because when we have obstacles, we need to either go around them, over top of them, or straight through. Now, that takes some work. You know, if I'm wanting to achieve getting my spiritual practice out even more, then it requires persistence from the East, objectivity, tenacity. It also requires ancient wisdom from the North. So we pull these things in together. If you've been attempting to do it by yourself and you haven't been getting anywhere, you're feeling stuck and you're frustrated, then by all means, you know, personal message me and we'll have a conversation. This is what we're all here to do together, is to help each other grow and achieve. And when you're in a place where you're at the base of this mountain that you've conjured up that's an obstacle, yes, there's obstacles. However, if you think about making your obstacles like walking on a wide path over a rolling river, as opposed to climbing up this mountain, or moving it, like someone said, then it's going to have a different flavor to it. And that's all about how you see it. And if you're seeing it through eyes that make it into struggle and make it into I can't and make it into all of those things, then you're going to create those things that are going to be in your way. And the obstacles go from being like a speed bump to being a mountain. So perspective is really important when you're looking at things. When you're looking at things from the ant's perspective, that's way down on the, way down on Mama Earth. If you're looking at it from the snake's perspective, where she's got her belly low to the ground and her senses are always aware, then you're looking at it from a different perspective. When you look at it from a two-legged perspective, you're looking at it from a physical world perspective. When you have the ability to tap into a guide, which is part of what I teach you to do when we have things going on and we are finding that we're in a place that it feels like struggle, then what I suggest that you do is that you get a different perspective. And higher is always a way more useful perspective. The mundane world down here with our two legs, we often miss things. But when we're in that higher perspective, just sticking and popping on my glasses so I can see what people are saying. Oh, thank you. The chakra meditation is the best. Okay, beautiful. So when we have a higher perspective, perspective, like using a meditation, like the chakra meditation that's available on my website. So just pop over there, shamanweaver.com, get yourself the chakra meditation. It's free, and apparently it's the best. That's lovely. But when we call in spirit to work with us, which is what you're doing when you're clearing and aligning with the chakra meditation, you're calling spirit to have a relationship with you. With a higher relationship, we have access to way more information, way more resources than we do when we're just down here, trudging through with our 2 little legs and our little body and our 3-pound brain that gets locked into fear. So when you free that up, when you connect with the divine through a spirit guide, and you use techniques that are designed to help you get what you want, because you had everything that you wanted, most likely you would be achieving, you would be attuned, you would be aligned, you would be feeling like you were in your right alignment. There would be no, it's not like there would be no obstacles, but the obstacles will be ones that you can imagine yourself kind of just sliding around like that. Obstacles are in the way because, well, first of all, because sometimes we need to slow down and really have a look at what we're doing. Are you on the right path? So these things that you find as obstacles, and if you think that you have to move the entire mountain, that's going to be arduous. That's going to be an incredible. How are you going to do that? First of all, so you may as well figure out another way. Because running headlong into the mountain isn't going to help. You can climb it, but what if you practice on rolling hills first? And you achieve things over the rolling hills. And you make sure that you take snacks along with you. You make sure that you take rewards so that you get this achievement, this sense of achievement. Self-doubt then goes right out the window because you have done something and you've achieved something. You're recognizing and acknowledging it, and therefore you can take the next step. When we forget to recognize and acknowledge it, when we are not in the place of feeling like, oh, I'm in right alignment, I took this step and the next step was revealed. So remember the Fool card. The Fool card is a 0 because it's a brand new beginning. When you're starting something, being in the very first part of the Fool, you want to be in that position where you can step off a cliff. It requires faith. So that's the very first thing. So building a relationship with a spirit guide will give you the upper world connection so that you build the faith that you have down here on the physical plane to do the next step. So if you've had enough of being stuck or feeling like, I don't know what to do, then I'm going to suggest that you send me a little personal message and that you get on a call with me, and I can get you the same results that I get my clients, where they achieve, they're fulfilled, and they're living like me in bliss, because that's what we're here for. It's not like there's not obstacles, but we get to figure out how to maneuver around and through them. So if you're ready, personal message me, and I will look forward to talking to you. Bliss, everybody. Shh.